Hey everybody, this is Joel, your photo troll, and I thought I'd just make a video about if I were to ask Nikon for something. It's like, dear Nikon, please make the following items for me. And I think that list would start off, I think is what I'm waiting for Nikon to come out with, is the Nikon Z50S. So just like a Z50, but with the in-body image stabilization and a stacked backside illuminated sensor, so you could do real 4K video, because it's a crop sensor already. Make it like 30 megapixel crop sensor, but then do real 4K full frame, at 30 frames a second would be fine. But what I'd really like to see is 1080p 240 frames a second built right into that, so you could just have really awesome slow motion in camera. I'd love to see that. But then I'd like to see about 10 or 12 frames per second. That's all you really need, for most things. Let me see what else I wrote down here. I'd like to see a flip out screen. I'd like to see the really advanced autofocus right up there with the Z8 almost, just the crop sensor version of that. And then I'd like to see that subject detection like there is in the Z8 and the Z9. That'd be really neat to have. So that's the first thing I would ask Nikon for, is please a Z50S or a Z50W Wildlife Edition. That'd be really awesome. And then something that I'd really like to see is an F to Z adapter with the motor built in to drive the screw mount lenses, and they should include that with every Z camera. So like anytime you buy a Z camera, you get that F to Z adapter with the motor built in, so all your old lenses work. I think that would just be an awesome thing. I would probably buy a Z6 III or something if that adapter came with it. I don't know, I'm not sure, think about it. And then something that I would really like to see Nikon make would be a 500 millimeter G lens, just like that 1.8, that 35 millimeter 1.8 G. Just make the 500 millimeter f/5.6 version of that for DX camera. So you could get a 500 millimeter that's like that long if it was built for DX, have it be about that big around, make it that kind of like cheaper plasticky kind of thing. But you wouldn't have to worry about it zooming because it would be a prime lens, so it would just be more durable. And really, a composite tube with a couple good pieces of glass in it, and the regular basic VR for $500 or something. I think make one for Z mount for the DX line, and then make one for F mount for the DX line. And I think those things would just fly off the shelf. I mean, I would buy one if they were $500 for an f/5.6 to fit on my DX camera. Yeah, I'd buy one like today, And then something else I would really like to see is that Nikon do is be able to offer a analog to digital conversion. So I'd like to see them be able to take the old film camera, and there's all this space in here, but just replace the film plate here with a full frame sensor, right? And then you've got these two big empty spaces where you could put big old batteries in there. And then for the interface, I was thinking something like a little cell phone, and then that way you could have your mini SD card in the phone. I could see a little phone that said Nikon on it, and then have that connected to the sensor, and you can change your ISO and everything from the phone. And then when you take a picture, you can review it on the phone and all that kind of thing. And then you could charge it through USB-C on the phone. But I mean, I would just pay a lot of money if I could get the D700 sensor in here, but the one I really want is the DF sensor. If I could get that 16 megapixel DF sensor in my old Nikon for $1,500, $2,000, I'd do it. It would be the coolest. This is like it's still my favorite camera to use. I just like everything about it, you know. But I guess that's some of the things I would like to see from Nikon is the digital conversion, because man, just there's so many people that have those Nikon, you know, FM2s or whatever, just beautiful little cameras, but they use film and they're just kind of obsolete. And if you could just do a quick little conversion and put a D850 sensor on that thing, and you'd have all your old glass, it would just give everything new life. And I don't know, I mean, it's probably not economically feasible, but I sure wish Nikon would do it. But this is Joel, your photo troll. I'll see you down the river. Bye-bye.